I let my cattle stay outside all year. I feed them outside in the winter, so I don't have to manage all the poop inside. In the summer I do rotational grazing, and I try to do something similar in the winter while feeding the bales outside. When it's a lot of snow, the animals tend to walk up a path, and then they stay in that path. And my job in the winter is to move the fences so they can't walk in the same path. I want an evenly distribution of poop. I use a power drill to make holes in the ground so that I can stick my fence posts in. But someday during the winter, these posts tend to stick to the ground and they freeze and I can't get them up. So that's why this year I'll start with a wide open fence and instead just take short pieces of fence wire and set them up over the pathway so they have to move around and start a new path. And stick around to the end and I'll show you why it's not a good idea to have the car keys in your pocket when the car is parked just outside your house. I'm opening up the pasture so that the buffaloes can roam freely, but I still want double fencing, so if one fence breaks, I have another one that still works. There are moose here, and I've had a couple of mooses on the pasture. They didn't break the fence, I guess they jumped over it. That's why I have this white strip on top of the fence, just to make it more visual for the moose. But if it were to run through the fence and break it, I still have this line to keep the buffaloes in place while I can fix the outside fence. The reason why I have this space between the fences is that if a moose were to break through this fence, he still has a little room before knocking down that one, so I can have time to fix that fence while the buffaloes are kept inside with this fence. That pole is broken, and that's why it's a good thing to go check your fences once in a while. Now, why this happened, I can't say for sure, but my guess is that the neighbor's combine hit it while collecting the grains. Or maybe a moose was using it to scratch his back or something. Now, the ground is frozen, so I can't put another pole into the ground. So I'll just support the wire with one of my mobile fence posts in plastic. I let the area around the fence have some flowers for the bees, but now with the snow, all the grass and flowers just lean on the fence. And if you want a hot fence, that's not the way to go. All the organic matter on the fence will lead the electricity from the fence through the flowers and down to the ground. The water buffaloes will lose their respect for the fence. The fence line consists of metal wire and some plastic twinned together. And now I'm connecting two ends to one another, and I untwine the metal from the plastic so that when I connect the two, I'm sure that we have metal to metal so that the electricity will run through and keep the fence hot. I'm setting up an extra fence around the bales. If the buffaloes were to get out from that fence, they would really go to town on all the bales of hay with their horns. And if the bales get punctured, oxygen will get in and the hay will start to mold and get ruined. So my car key is in fact the remote control, so I can open and close the car. What I didn't know was that I can also open and close the windows from the car keys. And I guess that's what happened last night. The keys opened the window, and of course we had a lot of snow during the night. Yeah, well, it's just water. Thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.